My bad, squad. Y'all know how I go. I gotta set up Instagram before we jump in everything, but we back, y'all. Let's get it. Good morning, squad. MizzyWorld Entertainment is back to present another episode of MadMizzy Sports in the AM. I am your host, Mad Mizzy, and we starting it off where we all ended our opening NFL kickoff Sunday, and that is at Sunday Night Football in Buffalo, where we had a amazing instant classic of a game, man. You had the Ravens blowing their first Sunday Night Football game against their rival Buffalo Bills. 41-40, being up 15 midway through the fourth quarter. I'm here. I knew they was going to lose the game when Chris Collinsworth, I think it was midway through the fourth quarter, he was like, now, if you're the rest of the AFC teams, you got to be looking at the Ravens like, oh my, because this is a dominant performance. And in my head, I'm like, the Bills got the ball, bro. You feel what I'm saying? They score. It's a one possession game with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, who are two Hall of Fame players, but they are turnover prone motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Like when they cut the lead down to 8, I'm thinking to myself, because y'all know me, I'm not really a Flock fan. I love Lamar Jackson from back in Louisville, so I'm always going to root for him. So I'm gonna always root for the Baltimore Ravens to have some success. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm sitting there like, come on, Lamar. Put the dagger in them. Put the knife in their fucking heart and end this. You feel what I'm saying? When they was up 8. But I'm also like, but if you don't force it. The one thing you can't do is turn the ball over right now and get a Buffalo Bills a short field. What happens? First play, zone read. Lamar Jackson pulls it up 10, 12 yards, easy. Let me get that. Next play, Derrick Henry want to be fighting off a 300-pound lineman. Boop, give me that. Hen dog, what are you? This is why when I was breaking down the Chiefs and the Chargers game, I was so impressed with the Chargers because it was just like this game we just saw, where one team is dominating the whole game, but then the other team that's used to beating the other team starts to make a push. So that team that you're used to losing in those situations, now you have to make a conscious decision to make winning plays in the game. You're up 8, D. You're up 8, King Henry. Why are you fighting a fucking 300-pound lineman like you're down 8, bro? The most important thing right now is possession of the ball, bro. And we can't let Derrick Henry slide on that drop in the divisional round last year. He was wide open with the whole sideline. Boop, he just drops it. He probably scores on that play if he catches it in the divisional round last year. And then for you to have that fumble this year, bro, you got to play winning football, bro. We know you're a bulldozer. We know you can put up 2,000 yards. We know you had 175 yards rushing and 14 carries before you made the critical turnover, bro. And then Todd Monken, you come back, y'all up 2, bro. You can't run the ball 2 straight times and then give the ball to your MVP on 3rd and 9, bro. Because guess what? Your MVP got you 8 yards out of that 3rd and 9. Maybe if y'all would have gained more yardage on 1st and 2nd down during the series, he would have had that first down. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it, and it's a lot to take away from the Baltimore side. But the number one thing is MVP, MVP, MVP. I was shocked, bro. I was fucking astonished because Josh Allen came out there with a message specifically for me and the people that say he went out there and got a participation MVP last year. And it was, shut up. I am the MVP. My man, they was down 15, right? And I'm like, oh, this over, bro. It's over. This man starts throwing lasers like fucking John Elway out there, John. Hey, hey, hey. I'm like, damn, bro. I was true. That was the most impressive I've ever saw Josh Allen, man. Tip my cap to Josh Allen, and he definitely proved why he deserved to be the MVP last year and why he's probably going to go for another MVP this year. And I will say this. They're the 2 best teams in the conference. Now, don't get me wrong. Y'all know I love me some Jim Harbaugh, and I think they're going to be there. They're going to have a lot to say. But I think these are the 2 best teams in the conference. There's no way that Baltimore comes out from this game not feeling like we didn't sprint through the finish line, because they didn't. When they was up 15, they started. You could tell it was too much respect, bro. Stomp these motherfuckers out, bro. If you got to beat them by 28, beat them by 28. Why are y'all handing the ball off like y'all up 20 points? Y'all up 15. All it takes is one turnover, one big play here, and the game is up in the air. And that's exactly what happened. Too much respect from the Baltimore Ravens, bro. When y'all up 15 and y'all got the opportunity to put your foot on their necks, bro, don't be handing a fucking ball off into a brick wall. Even though we know Derrick Henry had an amazing game. We know he had an amazing game. Put the ball in the MVP's hands, man, to close the deal, seal the deal. They ain't got no. They corners are slow as shit in Buffalo, bro. Let Rashard Bateman, Zay Flowers, and DeAndre Hopkins eat them up. And then if they want to play zone or this, that, and the third, Mark Andrews gonna kill them. Come on, man. Open the offense up. They look like Michigan once they got up 15. They look like my Wolverines and Norman. They just hand off first down, hand off second down, throw it on third. Hand off first down, hand off second down, throw it on third. Hand off first down, hand off second down, throw it on third. What the fuck, bro? Break the cadence. Break the cadence. You feel what I'm saying? But with that being said, who won? Did the Ravens lose this game or did the Buffalo Bills win this game? And with all that being said, the Buffalo Bills won this game, bro. When they was down, like I said, when they was down 15 or it was down 2 scores, Josh Allen started slinging that thing, bro. And Keon Coleman stepped up. You saw Joshua Palmer go out there and make some plays. And Jair Alexander, yeah, we see why he landed in Baltimore because they targeted him that entire fourth quarter, bro. If he was on the field, go for 23. Where 23 at? Go right at him. Go right at him. You feel what I'm saying? So Jair, that was a bad debut outing, and for the Buffalo Bills, man, they got to be feeling like they got their number on the Baltimore Ravens because they was the ones that was saying this game don't really mean too much. It's the next game on the schedule. That's why it's the most important. They ain't this, that, and the third. They ain't our big rivals. They ain't. You feel what I'm saying? They was the ones saying all that. And they was the ones that ended up sprinting through the finish line and getting the W. You feel what I'm saying? But with all that being said, I'ma still have confidence in the Baltimore Ravens. And like I said, I'm glad this happened in week 1. You get what I'm saying? Because this is, if you watched that game yesterday, that shit felt like a playoff game. If that shit would have happened in the playoffs, bro, I fuck around with a cry. Y'all wouldn't have seen me for a year and some change, bro. Y'all wouldn't have seen me till Lamar Jackson won that fucking Super Bowl. You feel what I'm saying? So, listen, get that out y'all system. King Henry, winning football. When they handing you the ball to milk the fucking clock and y'all up 8, that don't mean be fighting off 300-pound defensive linemen, bro. Get down. If you can get out and rumble and stumble, then yeah. But that was the most critical turnover, bro. Because like I was saying, in that time, the most important thing was the time and the possession because y'all was up 8. You get what I'm saying? What I think 5 minutes left or something like that. So we gotta milk the clock, bro, and keep possession of the ball. And if we don't get a first down, let's punt the ball away and force Buffalo to fucking drive the length of the field. Not 30, 40 yards for a touchdown. You feel what I'm saying? So winning plays, Baltimore. Learn y'all lesson, man. And I gotta say, I saw with Lamar Jackson and his reaction to having a fan mugging DeAndre Hopkins, then him, while they was stomping the Buffalo Bills out. Because that was a frustration from that Buffalo Bills fan. If it was a close game, he's not doing that. They was getting routed at that time. They was getting routed, and you can't allow fans to feel like they can express their emotions like that, bro. And then on the big Derrick Henry run, you seen a water bottle fly out from the stands, bro. Get y'all shit together, Buffalo. Y'all all not Benny the Butcher. Calm the fuck down. That Bills Mafia not a real mafia. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all, that's some weird shit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And I hope the Baltimore Ravens fans that was in the stands was checking them, bro. Throwing water bottles and mugging players, bro. That's lame, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I hope the Baltimore Ravens get to see the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs and give them that real disappointment. Give them that real disappointment. They had the shock face on most of last night and came out on top. But give them that real disappointment, Baltimore. Remember that disrespect. Remember that mugging. Remember them throwing water bottles at y'all while y'all running back, running into the end zone, bro. Remember that. You feel me? Remember that. But with that being said, what a kickoff Sunday for the opening week of the NFL. NFL, man. We had so many great games going on, so many great performances that happened, man. Breaking down my predictions, I had the guarantee of the Arizona Cardinals covering at 6.5 points versus the Saints, and they did 20-13. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that I pay attention to Kyler Murray. He said the connection with he and Marvin Harrison Jr. is night and day compared to last year. Marvin Harrison Jr. had, I believe, 2 touchdowns and on Sunday in route to that win. My upset pick though, the Falcons, they was right there. It's just, oh man, that's the experience. That's the inexperienced Kyle Pitts. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Kyle Pitts. I'm gonna stop going out on the limbs for Kyle Pitts, bro. I don't think Bull want to play tight end in the NFL, man. That's all I got to say about that one. But shout out to Bijan Robinson. Drake London did his thing. I thought Michael Penix showed some signs, but yeah, man, I'm 1-1 on my predictions so far, and I'm 0-1 on my primetime predictions with the Baltimore Ravens blowing that fucking game yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? But what's my number one overreaction from Sunday in the NFL? The Green Bay Packers winning the Super Bowl, bro. Did y'all see them? 27-13 ass whooping opened up on the Detroit Lions, man. I was just highly impressed when you think about you held the Detroit Lions to 46 rushing yards as a team, bro. As a team. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck happened with Jahmyr Gibbs. My man don't even know how to run the ball no more now that he ain't wearing what was that, 26 before? He got number 0 on now. I don't know why motherfuckers be changing their numbers so often now. I kind of like it, but then I don't like it if you ain't gonna keep the same production, my boy. And I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but where was you at yesterday? Where was you at? David Montgomery, he did a little bit, you feel what I'm saying? But that offensive line was not the same offensive line it was the past few years. They definitely missing Eric Glenn and Ben Johnson, who we'll see tonight. Man, that Detroit Lions team did not look good. And then Micah Parsons, man, he out there trying to learn the motherfucking celebrations on the fly. Had 1 sack, another pressure, playing all over the field. Defense looked like it's flying around out there. Boy, oh boy, did Jerry Jones may have bred another, I ain't gonna say dynasty because the Eagles is still the class of the teams in the NFC, no matter what, until it's proven. But that Packers team, oh yeah, they about to be there. They about to be there full-fledged, full time. You feel what I'm saying? Then they got what, 4 or 5 explosive receivers, bro? Oh my goodness, man. That Packers team was impressive. Highly impressive to me. You feel what I'm saying? The next one, though, the negative side of my overreaction, I got 2. Texans won't make the playoffs, and Mike McDaniel will not finish the season as the Miami Dolphins head coach. Did you see that ass whooping? I'm glad I stayed away from that as a guarantee because we all looked at that like, damn, they got the Colts favored over the Miami Dolphins with a healthy Tua Tagovailoa, with a healthy Tyreek Hill, with a healthy Jalen Waddle, with a healthy Devon Achane, with a listen, what? They tripping with Danny Dimes out there? 33-8 ass whooping, bro. Tua had a 2.7 QBR yesterday, bro. Tua got benched for Zach Wilson yesterday, bro. That is so bad that if they don't make an immediate turnaround, they gotta fire Mike. They gotta fire Mike McDaniel. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, because he might have reached that peak with the Miami Dolphins 2 years ago when he lost in the playoffs to the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. And that's just as simple as it gets because we know Mike is an eccentric, different type of person. So when you that type of personality, you can have very high highs, but very low lows because motherfuckers just like you a bit you doing too much or you weird or you get what I'm saying. Everything they start to question your authenticity. You feel what I'm saying? So for me, I'm looking at Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. That was a horrific showing. And then the Texans. This is what I said all season. Y'all went out there. Y'all got who was that? Christian Kirk from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Y'all went out there and got somebody. They got another weapon on the outside, but y'all didn't address the biggest issue in Houston, and that's the offensive line. Y'all most prized possession is CJ Stroud, and this dude is regressing. year by year because y'all don't have an offensive line in front of them. They can't open up lanes for the running backs, and then they can't protect CJ Stroud. 9 points, bro. 9 points, one interception, zero touchdowns, 43.3 QBR, and 3 sacks from CJ Stroud. Come on, man. What are y'all doing? You get what I'm saying? But this is like I said, during the offseason when they was doing all the cute, pretty stuff, and we gonna go, we got Christian Kirk and this, that. Bro, y'all better protect CJ Stroud, bro. That's what y'all better be worried about, bro. Because that's the number one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares about any of that other stuff, bro. You get what I'm saying? Christian Kirk out there running routes against air because guess what? They know they ain't got to guard nobody. You know what I'm saying? Javon cursing them, or what's his name? Javon, y'all know who I'm talking about. The rookie from last year, number 0. He had a field day. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to the Los Angeles Rams. Puka Nakua was out there. Main man had a bloody eye within the first quarter. Dude's toughness is what I love about Puka Nakua is his toughness, bro. That dude is a beast. He's a monster. You feel what I'm saying? Kyron Williams, to see Matt Stafford didn't practice all season and went out there and made the plays that was necessary, man. It was impressive from the Rams, but it was definitely a telltale sign that Houston, we have a problem. We can't protect CJ Stroud. That was a putrid offensive performance. And I don't think it was just the defense of the Los Angeles Rams. I think it was ineptitude by the Houston Texans and their lack of moves that they made in the offseason to go out there and make sure that they were going to protect their prize possession in CJ Stroud, man. So that's my negative overreactions. Texans, y'all ain't making the playoffs. And Mike McDaniel, I don't know who's going to be the head coach of the Dolphins, but it ain't going to be Buddy by the end of the year. But y'all know, man, with that being said, man, damn, Mizzy, you rocking. But it's y'all know, man, it's Bang Bang Niner gang. So let me come in, give my Niner recap. I didn't like what I seen, man. I didn't like what I seen. We pulled out a win 17-13, but I'm looking at my Niners and we only got 60, a little over 60 yards from Christian McCaffrey. He didn't look like the same Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy had 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he also had 2 interceptions. And then one of those touchdowns, the game winning or the go-ahead touchdown, the game winning go-ahead touchdown was a lucky tip that was caught off a ricochet. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm a person that I go off of consistency. Yeah, we want wins, but we want to feel like those wins will be able to be stacked up and consistently produced. You get what I'm saying? Having eking out a win and a lucky ass win in week 1 means nothing to me if I don't feel like that can be sustained, and I don't feel like it can be sustained. You get what I'm saying? Like that Seahawks defense, yeah, they got Mike McDaniel, who's a great coordinator and all that, but who they got on the defensive end? Who's over there? You feel what I'm saying? Then you think about offensively, they didn't apply any pressure because Sam Darnold regressed into the same Sam Darnold that I thought he was. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not highly impressed. Like Brock, he still focuses on the middle. Everybody in the NFL knows he loves to eat up the middle. So a lot of people gonna have that middle just clogged up. They're gonna have it clogged up. And I see Brock Purdy throwing a lot of interceptions this year. You feel what I'm saying? You throw 2 interceptions in your first game. Yeah, you got to win, and yeah, you walking off happy. But right now, you on pace to throw, what, 34 interceptions this year, my boy? You feel what I'm saying? I don't think we're going to win a lot of games that way, player. You feel what I'm saying? And it's weird. You feel what I'm saying? It's weird because so many people just 2 years ago wanted to put this man on the same pedestal as Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. When you saw those 2 dudes last night, that man ain't nowhere near no Lamar Jackson or no Josh Allen. You feel what I'm saying? So let's stop that, bro. Let's stop that. And at the end of the day, let's pray that he don't turn into Jimmy G 2.0, which I'm getting a little bit of glimpses of. Jimmy G 2.0. And that is, he's reached the ceiling. He's reached the ceiling. He does nothing elite. He's not an elite runner. He doesn't have an elite arm strength. He doesn't have elite size. You get what I'm saying? When you're just pretty good across the board and you've already reached your ceiling, bro, listen, as a Niners fan, you feel what I'm saying? As a Niners fan, maybe we be looking for Arch in 2 years. And my boy Arch did bounce back. I told you. Y'all can bet against Arch if y'all want to. Y'all can bet against that Manning name if y'all want to. But my favorite quarterback all time is Peyton Manning. And I ain't betting against that Manning name. But yeah, man, I didn't like what I seen from the Niners. happy we got the dub and all that, but I don't think it'll be something that's sustainable unless we could get that run game going like in previous years. And then George Kittle being hurt in the first series, hamstring, got an MRI today. That's not a good sign for the Niners, man. That's not a good sign for my Niners. So yeah, we happy with the win. We happy with the Vic. But like I say, I always like to look towards the future and will it be consistent? Is it sustainable? And I don't see that being a sustainable way of winning games, especially when I don't think I think the Seahawks might finish last in our division. Yeah, I don't even think it's a think about it. They're not going to be better than the Cardinals. They're not going to be better than the Rams, and they already lost to my Niners. So, yeah, we eked out a win on the road against the worst team in our division. Whoop de doo. Whoop de doo. Let's get over to Monday Night Football where your boy needs a victory, man. I need a vic tonight, man, on my predictions. I'm 0-1 so far on my primetime predictions because, again, these Baltimore Ravens want to go around, man. They, I can't even get mad, man. It's week one, Mizzy. It's week one. They gonna get their revenge. They gonna get their smoke back. They gonna get their lick back. They gonna get their lick back, Mizzy. You know what I mean? Let me get into the my breakdown of Monday Night Football. The Vikings at the Bears. Got the Vikings minus 1.5 points, giving the Bears a 1.5 point spread at home. Kevin O'Connell as a head coach is 2-1 in season openers. You got the Bears coming in with a new head coach and Ben Johnson with a quarterback and Caleb Williams that's kind of like the opposite of what Ben Johnson wants at quarterback as far as timing and reading defenses goes. Caleb Williams is more of a loose playmaking backyard style quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic clashes. And then you going up against Brian Flores' defense in Minnesota. So I'm gonna go with Minnesota in a tight, close, low scoring game. I see it being like maybe 20-17 Vikings, but I'm gonna go with the Vikings in this one over the Bears. I believe in JJ McCarthy. Y'all know I'm a Michigan fan. I'm a huge JJ McCarthy fan. He was a big he was a big recruit coming out of college. Started off at high school and outside of Chicago, but then he went to the IG IGM football academy. He went to the football academy in Florida that yeah, they got football academies and shit. So he was down there, started down there, never lost a game in high school, only lost what I think 3 games in college, 2 or 3 games in college. So listen, the dude is a winner, and he gonna come out there and he gonna start off his NFL career winning. You get what I'm saying? He might not put up any big old numbers, but he gonna come out there and he gonna make the winning plays to get the dub. Whatever it takes, whether that's running for first downs, whether that's throwing the ball away and not putting the ball in harm's way. He's going to do what it takes, and I think Caleb going to have some continuity time with Ben Johnson before that offense really start to click the way we expect it to in Chicago. I do think it's going to eventually pop and click, but I don't think it's going to be week one. So I think the Vikings pull out a close one in Chicago, 20-17, Minnesota over Chicago. Let me know what y'all think. Football is back, baby. Have a great day today. Have a great Monday. Start the week off on the right foot. Y'all know what it is. Like, comment, share, subscribe, listen, alert. MizzyWorld Entertainment, MadMizzy Sports in the AM. Y'all know I ain't jumping shit, man. Flock, baby. Y'all got to get y'all revenge. Flock. You know what I'm saying? Squad.